Ashwagandha is such an effective tool for anxiety, stress, even help with depression, infertility, and mainly used for anxiety. However, over the past several years, as it's gained its popularity, there's been a lot of people on social media and on different forums posting about having this weird side effect of drowsiness, lethargic, feeling mild depression to even severe depression. And I had to investigate this because I was also having some patients, even potential patients, bringing these kinds of concerns. And I had to investigate of what is this mistake that everyone's making, because it's a big one and it can be detrimental to your health. And so when I was investigating further to understand why was it causing these symptoms when it really should be helping with anxiety and stress, but some people were not getting that. They were getting quite the opposite effects. And one of the big things that I know about ashwagandha and done research in this is it does help lower cortisol, which makes sense because cortisol, when it's very spiked, you're going to feel very stressed. So therefore, of course, it's going to help with anxiety. But why is it causing this issue? Well, I had a suspicion of what it possibly could be. So I decided to experiment on myself. Now, I don't recommend doing this at home because I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing here. And I tested to look at my own cortisol levels. And sure enough, they were significantly low in the morning and also afternoon. So my theory was if someone who has low cortisol, just like I was at the time, this was during the time that I was super burnt out, feeling a little more stressed. If someone has low cortisol levels and they're taking ashwagandha, they might have these side effects and can make things worse. So I decided to take it, even though I know I shouldn't have, but I decided to do it and see if I would get these type of weird symptoms. So the first week taking it, no, I didn't notice anything. But by the second week, I was starting to feel more lethargic, felt more tired. And so I was like, that's kind of weird. But I'm like, maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe it's not anything to be concerned about. Then by week 3, I decided to increase the dose a little bit more. And this is when I started getting those weird, mild depressive symptoms. I don't typically feel depressed at all, other than, deep in the winter, right after the holidays, I'll feel depressed a bit, but not to this extreme. And I was like, this is really weird. And this is probably what people are talking about, of feeling this lethargic, mild depression. And it got to a point where I felt really depressed. I was like, I don't like this, and I should definitely get off of this. So sure enough, I saw that this correlation for myself, and I did also start testing it with my patients and found out that the ones that had low cortisol and were taking ashwagandha first thing in the morning and in the afternoon was starting to have these symptoms. So I told these people that were taking it more, I'm like, that is not when you should be taking it. So this is what you should be doing. If you are having these issues, is adjust when you are taking your ashwagandha. You probably should be taking it at nighttime, because at nighttime, your cortisol levels should be low. Now, sometimes I will recommend it in the middle of the day because maybe your cortisol levels are spiked. So what you should be doing is testing your cortisol levels throughout the day to see where is it spiking and where is it dipping. You don't want to be taking ashwagandha when your cortisol levels are low, but when it's spiked, that's when you should be taking it. However, there could be other things that could be impacting this, and it could be also your thyroid that's causing these symptoms. Also, ashwagandha can be interacting with a lot of different medications you're taking or different supplements you're taking, so that's something to be considering. Also, there could be other different micronutrient deficiencies that could be coming into play here. But like I was mentioning before, it could be impacting different hormones such as a thyroid. That has been a known fact with ashwagandha. Now, there's lots of different tests that you could be looking at, and this is why it's really important to do investigative work. So you should download my lab protocol that I use with all my ADHD patients that are adults. So download that lab protocol in the description below. Now, other things that you can adjust with ashwagandha, let's say you don't have the money to invest in lab testing. A general safe rule is you can take it at night. However, some people might feel more agitated and stressed at night. And this is usually a very small percentage that I see, but generally it's safe to take it at night because your cortisol levels are supposed to be low at night so you can sleep better and help calm your nerves, reducing your stress. That's what ashwagandha is supposed to be doing. Now, if you find it very effective, it's probably because your cortisol levels are spiked at night, and that's when you really should be taking it. Now, after you've already done that, if you test your cortisol levels and you made the adjustment and taking your ashwagandha when your cortisol levels are spiked and still having these weird symptoms, there's probably a more deeper reason of why this is happening. It's probably maybe not ashwagandha that's contributing this. It probably just happened around the same time of why you're feeling lethargic, feeling more depressed, feeling also more anxious and stressed. And there could be a number of different reasons. And this is why it's really important to do lab work to really look at the root problem. Like I said, you can check out that lab protocol that I just mentioned that goes over a whole list of different things that could be contributing to. Now, ashwagandha is great for stress, but you want to definitely be careful with it. You definitely don't want to make that mistake because you might get those symptoms. But there's also a lot of other effective different supplements that can help with reducing your stress and eliminating that. So you should watch this video next where I talk about the 5 supplements that have been really effective for my patients for eliminating their stress symptoms. So watch this video next.